6 games left in La Liga, 6 finals for Real Madrid. Up next, we have Real Betis, and you guys know how this goes. Let's go ahead and break them down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Cule. It's actually crazy to me right now that I was thinking that there's only 6 games left in this La Liga, and yet again another season that has flown by. The first season that we're getting close to fully finishing since we started this account. So all of you guys that are obviously have joined along the way, huge shout out to all of you guys, and very much thank yous. We've recently reached 7,000 subscribers, and both me and Ricky could not be any happier. So once again, thank you to all of you guys. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started analyzing Real Betis. And let's start off with their form as usual. They have actually not won a single game in April. They have drawn the last 4. However, I will say one of those ties was against Atletico, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. Also, their last win was in March with a narrow, I believe it was a 2-1 victory. So, definitely, I've always said Real Betis is a really good team with really good individuals that struggle to play together collectively. So, ever since they got Pellegrini, it seems like they've been doing a little bit better. Their season has actually been pretty decent. They're definitely up there fighting for the Europa League spots. So they're definitely a team that we have to be careful with. And with that being said, let's transition on to the specific players that we need to be careful with. And the player to watch for Real Betis is always going to be Nabil Fekir. However, I have good news for all the Madridistas and bad news for all the Barcelona fans out there. Fekir actually picked up a red card last week when they played Atletico Bilbao. A straight red card, so he's going to be missing out in this game, which is a huge bonus for Madrid because Fekir on the ball is a very good player, very dangerous. However, let's move on to their next dangerous player, which falls down to Sergio Canales. And for you OG Madrid fans, you know that Sergio Canales was at Madrid quite a time ago, back when he was a real youngster. He didn't have a good spell at Madrid. His career ended pretty quickly there, and he got sold to Real Betis, where he's been doing pretty good, racking up good seasons here and there. And this season is none other than a pretty good season in which he already has 8 goals. As a center attacking mid, 8 goals and 6 assists. I would consider that to be a pretty good season. So we're definitely going to be hoping an ex-Madridista doesn't punish us. With that being said, like I've always said, Real Betis is a team filled with talent, filled with stars, and I just want to name out some of their players. Bravo, Emerson, Guardado, my fellow Mexican, Guardadito, I love you so much, but tomorrow, please, let's tone it down a little bit. Another Mexican, Lainez, he doesn't get the most playing time, but he's still a pretty good player. Like I mentioned already, Canales, Joaquin, the veteran, a true veteran of the game, and then Tello, the ex-Barca man. So a lot of players that they can obviously punish us with, and with that being said, let's talk a little about their strengths. This Betis team is a team that this season have shown their resilience to stay in the game. Even if they go down 1-0, they don't give up. If they're down 2-0, they don't give up, and they keep fighting, and oftentimes they come back and tied up games that they were losing 2-0, or won games in which they were down 1-0. So if we go up on them, by no means doesn't mean that Real Madrid can start sitting back and making subs. We need to have a clear victory. We can't let ourselves feel comfortable in this game because Betis will find a way to claw themselves back into the game. So Real Madrid, you guys have been warned. Zidane, I know you watch my videos, so you have been warned. Make sure you tell the boys out there to go out there with everything they have and not freaking let it down. With that being said, we're gonna have to watch our wings. They love to attack using the winger players that they have. Obviously, with Cristian Tello, he's a very fast player. Canales bringing the creativity. We're gonna want to watch those wings. I cannot emphasize it enough. But I think the lineup that we're gonna be running will be perfect, ideal for helping neutralize their attack down the wings, which we'll obviously get to in a little bit. But with that being said, because they love to attack down their wings, they also expose their own defense and especially like through the outside. A lot, because they like to push up a lot of players. So that is a potential place in which we can do a lot of damage, especially when we have players like Vinicius Jr. who will run them out of their brains, out of their minds. I don't even know what I just said, but Vinicius Jr. will take it to them for sure. Let's talk a little more about Real Madrid. Enough with Betis. What are the keys for us to win this game? One huge one is the lack of, we have a lot of players missing, right? A lot of injuries, especially in the midfield. So for us to be able to, find some type of form, some type of consistency without having Toni Kroos in there. I'm not sure if Zidane was gonna want to rest Modric, maybe even Casemiro. I think it'd be a little dangerous, but it could happen. So being able to come out from all these players that are missing, and like I said, in the midfield, that's going to be very key. Another thing is we're going to want to take advantage of the fact that Betis is a team that will actually attack us. I can't see them as one of those teams that just parks the bus. They're a very attacking team, so we usually tend to do a little bit better when teams actually come out and attack us because they give us a lot more space for us to attack. So hopefully we can take advantage of winning the ball and right away transitioning onto the offense, giving Vinicius Jr. a through ball that he can take on the those defenders are going to be exposed and punishing them for those mistakes. And like I said, it's going to be crucial that we go up early. Why? Because we obviously have Chelsea coming up on Tuesday. And I know, even though all the players always say, they focus on the game that's in front of them, that in the back of their minds, everyone is thinking about Chelsea. I could see players not going as hard at tackles because they're not going to want to get hurt. We don't want to tire our legs out too much. We're going to have to take care of Betis early on into the game. Hopefully, if we can get a couple of goals in that first half, set ourselves up for a second half where we can just dominate possession, pass it around, knock it down, bring the tempo of the game down a little bit. That would be ideal. And then the last thing I want to mention for this game is the fact that Eden Hazard is actually back into the squad list, and see if he can get a couple minutes so we can get an idea of what kind of form he is. See if he's going to be able to actually provide us something against Chelsea midweek. Hazard could end up being a player that helps us out a lot to finish out this season strong. Like I said, guys, last time he got hurt, I said enough is enough with Hazard. We cannot be waiting for him. He's going to have to prove us something. He's no longer a starter, even if he's at 100%. He has to prove himself. And so tomorrow it starts. Tomorrow it starts for him. He's got to start showing us that he can take players on, that he can provide with key passes, that he will not go missing in the game. We got to see some consistency from him, and obviously, please no more injuries. So let's knock on wood on there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on to the lineup. One of my favorite parts when it comes to predicting these lineups from Zidane, it's really hard. He makes it tough for me. However, and this one is no exception. However, I think we're gonna be running the same formation as we did against Cadiz. I think that formation worked really well. Which, by the way, shout out to Ricky for covering for me during that day that I was just stacked with tests. But I saw some of you guys were wondering how I did, so I think that went pretty well. So that's good. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump back to the lineup. 5 in the back, as I said, Courtois in goal, obviously, and right back position. I'm gonna be starting Carvajal because I think it's a good idea for us to see the level that he's at, see if he's at a good enough level for us to be able to start him. Because personally, if we have Carvajal, I would love to start Carvajal over Odriozola, even though he scored midweek. Carvajal brings so much offense to you and so much more than Odriozola would defensively. So just trying to see where he's at. So I would start Carvajal. The 3 center backs will be Militao, Varane, Nacho. Obviously, they've all been playing phenomenally this past couple months. Ramos is gone. Ramos has been missing, and none of us have really been worried because these 3 players have been really stepping up. So I hope that continues. And obviously, whenever we go 5 in the back, Marcelo usually actually slots pretty nicely into that left wing back position, as he doesn't have to worry as much about the defensive duties, and hopefully his offensive creativity can start to come up big for us. In the midfield, I'm going to go ahead and put Casemiro, the Rock, of course, and Luka Modric. And then I'm going to put Rodrigo as a center attacking mid. He played as a center attacking mid in that Cadiz game, and I did some analysis after I watched the game later on, and I thought he did really good. He was doing a great job at finding that pocket between the midfield and the defense, receiving the ball, turning, and then allowing the team to attack. So that's exactly what I want to see out of him. Maybe center attacking mid could be a position in which he starts playing a lot better for us, and we find a spot for him. So who knows? Rodrigo center attacking mid would be really interesting. And now I'm going to go for the attackers. I'm going to go for Benzema and Vinicius Jr. However, I would not be entirely surprised if Zidane ends up benching Karim Benzema, seeing if he can go away this whole game without him and not play him at all. And then if we really need him the second half, he would bring him in. But I don't know. Benzema has been playing just about every minute, and it's crucial that we get him some rest under his legs. But we'll see what Zidane ends up going for. I could also see him potentially benching Modric, maybe Casemiro. I don't know. But we'll have to see what he does. But like with that being said, we reached the final part, which is the prediction. We only have 6 games left, guys. Well, 8 if you count the Chelsea ones. So basically what I'm trying to say is there's not many games left. You have to get your predictions right if you want to win this beautiful Karim Benzema home jersey that I'm not showing very well. Here we go. A little bit better. So guys, make sure you leave your predictions down below. For me, I'm going to go for Real Madrid victory. I think we can go off with a 3-1 win, which would be pretty ideal considering, you know, the players that we have missing and the fact that we have Chelsea midweek. Man, that would make me so happy if we can score 3 goals. With that being said, guys, if you're new to the account, make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe. Be ready because Chelsea is coming. We're going to be ready for that Chelsea game. Be ready for the pregame analysis video. And obviously, be ready for that live stream against Chelsea. So it's coming. It's coming, guys. We're here for the end of the season, and I'm super excited. With that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And as always, ¡Ale Madrid!